Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is going on? Welcome back to another episode of the Losers Lounge podcast. And I am the double R wrestler, Ryan. Welcome to the WWE Super Show-Down, or Super Snooze Fest, whatever you want to call it. So, with me is, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only Christian freaking Maracle. How you doing?
Wait, I'm a myth? Awesome! I am not real! Woohoo! That makes me awesome then. Hey everybody, folks, how is everyone doing? It's good to be here again on the next edition of the podcast.
What's up? What's up?
So, Willie, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, ladies and gentlemen. I am, of course, the heels to Ballers, and how are we all doing today?
I think awesome. All right, Leo, how about you?
Doing good and happy to be back.
Good. And KELSEY, how are you?
I'm great.
Woo! Awesome.
Thank you for the introduction, Ryan. That was wonderful. Yes.
Yeah.
But as you guys know, as you guys have heard, yep, we have our good friend Leo back here as a guest again. He was previously here for the Hell in a Cell predictions video.
Oh, wait.
And Leo, first of all, how great is it to be back on the Losers Lounge podcast?
Oh, like you said, it's wonderful. I can't do that laugh.
It's okay.
Not me and my deep voice.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here to review WWE Super Show-Down, which took place this past Saturday, 5 a.m. over on Eastern Time here in North America, 2 a.m. Pacific, and most of all, live from Australia. And I will say, first of all, congrats to the people in Australia for getting this major show. I salute to you.
Same.
Yep. Because no matter how the show turned out, it's a good thing they got a chance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is actually one of the best things about WWE this year, the outside world expansion, because we usually just do it in like England or
Scotland
or maybe occasionally sometimes in Canada within the year, but like never. I think we've only had like one previous like big show in Australia. That was 16 years ago. Global Warning.
Yes.
I think it was called. I think the main event was Triple H, Brock Lesnar, and The Rock for the WWE title. And you know what? It's good to be back in Australia and see like how much the crowd is like evolved. Because especially now, because they actually acted more like a smarky crowd coming around this time.
Yeah. So they're actually not like the Saudi Arabia crowd, not interested at all.
Well, you have to admit they had those people sitting front row, who don't know about wrestling,
Yeah.
So,
a lot of the Saudi Arabian fans are like more like old school fans. Like they know Undertaker, Triple H, John Cena. They don't follow.
They don't know the new guys, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's what we're going to do, folks. We are going to be discussing, reviewing, and, for fair warning, potentially renting.
Yes.
Just like last week when we rented during the predictions of Super Showdown, looks like we're going to be possibly doing the same because there's a lot of moments that we want to talk about here.
And if you made it through the last podcast with those rants, we salute you.
Yeah. All right.
But this one's probably going to be even bigger.
Probably. Ladies and gentlemen, let's kick things off. First of all, I will say that I was amazed that the event started off, it was already pitch black dark outside in Australia.
Yeah.
I was expecting maybe a tiny little bit of sunlight, kind of like they do for WrestleMania, just before it goes down. But no. It was pitch black dark immediately. And they only had pyrotechnics for the opening and the closing.
Yeah. Not that much pyro, but, it was there.
No, AJ Styles still had his non-pyro.
No, AJ had pyro.
The only superstar with pyro was Undertaker, but it was just flames.
Oh,
So
can't have a Taker entrance without the flames.
Yeah.
So let's kick things off. I will say, first of all, Yes, folks, despite my earlier statements, I actually ended up watching this show live with my brother, Longneck Josh. Shout out to you, Josh.
Shout out, Josh.
We love you, Josh.
We love you, Josh.
Love you, man. You're my bro.
Anyway, yeah, I ended up watching it live with him. I don't know if any of the other members of this podcast actually watched the show live or at all.
Yes, at like the main event.
I didn't get to see it until I only saw the first hour Saturday night at Sunday morning at 12 a.m. once I got back from work. And then I watched the rest of the show Sunday night and Monday morning. So
yeah,
split it up into parts.
Understandable. Speaking of splitting into parts, ladies and gentlemen, the Sins video to Super Show-Down is also being split into 2 parts. It was just that long and that sinful.
I'll be right back.
Alright. Every now and then heel battle will be in and outs, but that's alright, folks. I will say, Kelsey, did you watch the show live or no?
No.
Don't blame you. Actually, did you watch the show at all?
No.
You at least know what happened, though, right?
Yeah.
Of course. Ryan, what about you?
Yeah. I watched it. Well, I watched most of it.
I don't feel like watching it.
I don't blame you on that.
I was at work, though, but it happened.
Back.
Yep. Anyways, we're going to get started, folks. Let's kick things off right now. The first match that was on the card was for the SmackDown Tag Team titles as the New Day defended against The Bar. Now, since Kelsey here did not exactly watch the show, she only knows what the results were. I'll probably...
The New Day won. Yeah.
Yeah, the New Day defeated The Bar.
My reactions exactly.
Yeah, Willie, I'll start with you. What did you think of the Tag Team title match itself?
To be honest, I skipped over it. I did watch the ending. I went back and watched the ending. It was cool, I guess.
I will
Nothing
say
surprising.
It was a very creative way that the New Day won, though.
No, definitely.
Backstabber and coup de grace combination or something?
Then does it better.
Of course.
Just
That's all I gotta say.
imagine if it was Carlito and Finn Balor that did that combination.
That'd be sick, I'm not gonna lie.
Speaking of
Just stare at on
Carlito,
them for good
does anybody
measure.
even remember Carlito?
Yeah,
Of course.
It's in the face.
I met him earlier in
People
the
who
year.
don't want to be cool.
that's cool.
Uh,
He's
Yeah.
at the Indies now.
yep.
The only
Leo,
forgettable thing about Carlito was his one-time bodyguard, Jesus.
I remember him. And the story with John Cena being stabbed in a nightclub. So,
yeah. Let's see.
Done stuff.
Going into this, I actually thought for a sec that The Bar was gonna win those titles again. But the 5-time champs have retained their belts.
no surprise.
Yeah, of course
No
not.
surprise there.
Ryan, what'd you think of the SmackDown Tag Team title match?
I thought it was good. Definitely a good way to kick off the show. Yeah, I thought it wasn't like one of the filler matches. It was like a really good back and forth match. Great chemistry between these two teams, and I thought it was very good. So solid start to the show.
Of course, yeah. Kicking things off with the tag team title match, usually when it comes to pay-per-view events, that's always like a good way to take care of that. But here's like an interesting fact: there's literally half the matches at Super Showdown were tag team matches. There was 10 matches, and 5 of them were tag team matches.
Yeah, interesting.
Huh. It's crazy, right?
Well, we did have a Royal Rumble where pretty much the first 3 or 4 matches were tag team matches.
That was... When was that? 2015 or something?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. Anyways, Leo, what did you think of the SmackDown Tag Team title match?
You know, like Ryan said, it was good. It was a good way to start the show and hype the crowd up. Obviously, they've had better matches, but for what it was fine.
That's a good way of putting it. As for me, it was 5 a.m. I managed to get myself awake. I started drinking.
No surprise there.
for the first time ever, I actually had alcohol in the morning at that early hour. For the first time ever.
Nice.
So it's first time for everything. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, New Day retained. I think all of you except for me said the New Day.
Yeah.
So I lost. But hey, it was a good bet. Either three of yous would have won, or I would have won. So one of us would have won.
True. Well,
I don't
and
know
true.
how I'm
Look
really
at it
gonna
this way.
say.
I mean,
I don't know how.
So go ahead, Kels.
I think I don't remember who I said, to be honest.
Hold a second. Go ahead, Kels. What were you saying?
I said I don't really know how I'm gonna say much because I didn't watch the pay-per-view, but
Don't worry. We'll always make things work out.
Yeah.
And I don't think that any of the fans would blame you for not watching it because, well, I don't think they did either.
Very
Yeah.
true.
So that's why I'm thinking this may not be as long as I think it would be because there ain't that much to talk about. But when we get to the later matches, we'll definitely have a lot to talk about.
Fact.
Speaking of that, let's go to the next one then. The SmackDown Women's Championship. It was Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. The winner was Charlotte by disqualification when Becky got herself intentionally disqualified.
yep.
So, and I think this was further WWE, actually, let me say it again. This was WWE trying to further support the fact of Becky Lynch being a heel by doing these heel tactics. What do you guys think of that?
She's not
Yeah.
a heel. She's a tweener.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, just
did
saying,
pretty
Becky's a
much-
tweener.
Exactly. I think this match put more of a stamp that she is a heel. I mean, she's been acting like it, but the fans are loving it.
All right, y'all got your own opinions, but I'm just saying, I think she's a tweener.
Oh yeah, it's okay.
I
We
mean,
all have opinions.
It's cool.
I
Yeah.
will say, Ryan, what'd you think of the SmackDown Women's title and how it ended?
I thought it was. I mean, I thought it was a very well decisive decision. I think, I did predict that it would be like a DQ finish, but I may have gotten. I think I predicted Charlotte to win. I'm not really sure who I predicted, but anyway, I think it makes sense because I do feel like these two are going to have one final match at Evolution. So I think it all makes sense for the finish, but overall, I thought it was really good.
Probably, yeah, because this is like, technically they are one apiece in one-on-one matches now.
Well, don't forget
Yeah.
they got smashed tonight on SmackDown Live. So
Oh, yeah, that
again,
too.
Shenanigans, anyways.
Yeah, one last thing. Folks, this podcast at the time of recording is before SmackDown Live, so we don't know what happened.
Yeah.
And technically when you're hearing this, it's Wednesday.
Yep.
It's all good, though. It's all good.
Yep.
See, Kelsey, what do you think about Becky getting herself intentionally disqualified to retain the title?
I mean, I thought it was smart.
True,
'Cause-
she was trapped in the figure eight.
Yeah, but now, if she gets disqualified, she's gonna lose. But I don't think she's
I think that-
losing tonight.
She's not going to lose for
I'm
at
gonna
least.
predict that
probably
this
Evolution.
time. I'm gonna predict that this time Becky wins by disqualification because Charlotte's gonna get accidentally disqualified.
Yeah.
Hence
I
Evolution.
wouldn't be
Probably
surprised.
no disqualification for Evolution then.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that at all, actually. As a matter of fact, the way things are shaping up, I'm actually excited to talk about Evolution when the time comes. Hopefully by then, we'll have more matches on the card. We'll have a lot to talk about it. And we'll get to
Yeah.
that. But in the meantime, Willie, what'd you think about Becky getting herself intentionally disqualified?
Very smart. I like how they ended it. I thought it was creative. And yeah, it's just to prolong the story. You know, just keep it going because they're not done yet. And I'm enjoying this rivalry.
I'm
That's all I gotta say.
enjoying it very much, too.
Doing very good.
I will say I was a little disappointed how it had to end that way, but I do understand why.
Yeah.
Like usually when I look at things, I like to look at the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you look too
Excuse me.
much at one thing, it's not going to look good. But if you look
Fact.
further inside and you see the real moral of the story, that's when it gets better.
Exactly.
All right, that's pretty much it for that one, I guess.
Well,
Yeah.
me,
Oh yeah, Leo. I forgot about you. God damn it, I forgot. I'm stupid. Go ahead, Leo. What'd you think of Becky getting herself intentionally disqualified?
Like everyone said, is a way to prolong the story. You know, tonight on SmackDown, most likely some kind of smosh finish leading to Evolution. Most likely a stipulation match, perhaps a submission or no holds barred, maybe a last woman standing match to finally put a stomp on this rivalry.
Okay. Forgive me for being a little clueless, but have we ever seen a last woman standing match?
I think we have in NXT. It was Asuka versus Nikki Cross.
Ah, that's what it was. I do recognize. I knew like Asuka had something to do with it. I figured.
Yeah, but you know, Asuka's nothing now, sadly. But blame credit for that. So
we'll be talking about her a little.
Anyways,
later. We'll be talking about her a little later.
Yeah, I get my little jab in there.
You were saying, Leo?
So yeah, I expect there to be a blow off at Evolution. That way, Becky can retain the title and then on to a new challenger.
Unless, of course, Charlotte wins back the title. Unless Charlotte wins back the title.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't think WWE would do Ronda and Charlotte this soon. If Charlotte is still, if Ronda is champion of Evolution.
Yeah.
Or not Evolution, Survivor Series. What?
I'm sure she will be. I mean, come on now. Let's be real. Nikki ain't winning that damn title.
Let's be real here, ladies and gentlemen. Nikki Bella's not winning the title. Let's just leave it at that.
Why couldn't they just had both the Bellas go after Ronda or something since Brie was involved in the... You know what? We're talking about the Bellas. We're going to talk about them a little later.
Yeah. Well, we'll get our anger out later.
Yeah. In the meantime, I get what you're saying, Leo. Like, this could be a blow-off to Evolution. Could have Becky retain the title or potentially Charlotte winning back, becoming an 8-time champion. Oh, God, right?
Yay.
Oh, God.
That's pretty much what we got to say about that is, oh, God. All
right.
right.
That's exactly, boys.
The next match was yet another tag team match as Bobby Lashley and John Cena took on and defeated Elias and Kevin Owens.
Let's talk about John Cena's hair, right?
I figured that was the first one that was coming up. Go ahead, Willie.
Oh my God, like Cena. So I was recently looking at a picture of him back in 2005 in his match at Judgment Day against JBL. And I compared that to his hair that he had at a Super Show-Down. I was like, oh my gosh, like that's the same hairdo, except it's a little bit more bloody, of course, from that match with JBL. But like, he pretty much had the same hairdo.
That's true.
I like it.
It's pretty crazy.
I know people are criticizing it.
And of course,
calling it dad hairdo.
Yeah.
Some people actually thought he was
not a dad.
Some people actually thought he was JBL.
Well, no, please. Just no.
I know, right? Gotta admit, though, JBL is one of Cena's greatest rivals, though.
No, that's Randy Orton.
To
me, it's Randy Orton. I know, but to me, it's Randy Orton. JBL was cool. I'll give him that. JBL was pretty good with Cena.
Let's see. But here's the question I had. Here's the question I will ask for you, each one of you guys.
Who wants to walk? No, I'm kidding.
Wow, I'm surprised you actually said that.
I think the question is who in their right mind thought that Cena and Lashley were going to lose.
I know, right?
Like, this is perhaps the most predictable match on the whole card.
The question I have here is, I'll start with Leo. What did you think about the fact that John Cena only wrestled in the last minute and won with that 6-move of doom?
Well, you know what? A lot of people are criticizing that move. I actually talked with my dad because he actually trained a lot in martial arts, and that is actually a legitimate martial arts move. But the way he executed, he kind of punched the side of Elias's face instead of directly at the jaw, which would knock him out legitimately.
Damn.
So you know what? It doesn't really bother me. I mean, people are complaining like he won with a punch. I say, Santino won a bunch of matches using a little poke at the chest. So what's there to complain?
Yeah.
And Rock beat people with an elbow drop. So, and we all love him.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Wrestling is silly and stupid, but that's kind of the joy of it.
I guess so.
We love it like that.
And so, Willie, what did you think about Cena only wrestling for the last minute to finish the match?
Well, I heard it's because he's filming a movie and that they don't want him to take any necessary bumps.
Well, if that was the case, he should
they
not
just
have
threw
been
him in.
there at all then.
I know, but I'm just saying, you want to have John Cena on these big shows, you know what I mean, man? Can't be here without Cena.
And speaking of Big Show, he's actually competing tonight on SmackDown.
Hand me the bleach now. Like, hand me the bleach. Like, and against Randy Orton, of all people.
Whoa.
Against Randy Orton. God help us.
Speaking of Randy Orton, he was not even on the card.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck Randy Orton.
And Randy Orton was not even on the
I'm gonna
card.
get so much hate for that, but I don't care.
Get salty, you freaking
I don't
goons.
like Randy. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, no, not you count. Not you counts.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, I don't like Randy. Sorry.
Get salty, fans. Get salty and stay salty. Anyways, we'll talk about Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Like, we'll talk about Randy Orton at a later date.
I will say, yeah.
With this match with Cena, I mean, it was what it was. I just laughed at the lightning punch, and it wasn't the first time he used it, ladies and gentlemen. I saw people in my timeline saying, "Oh, it's the first time he used it." Actually, it's the second time he used it. He actually used it at a house show a few weeks ago, or months ago, actually.
It was in China, yeah.
Yes, so it's probably the first time they've seen the lightning punch. And to be honest, I agree with Leo. It's actually very... It's okay. It's okay. I mean, it's not the biggest thing ever. I mean, you know, people are complaining about, oh, it's just a punch and stuff like that. You know, as he's just said, The Rock used an elbow and a rock bottom and stuff like that. You know, Santino with his Cobra. And, Big Show. I was talking about Big Show with his punch, you know? And,
well, Big Show, I can kind of understand that. Look at the size of him.
Yeah. True, but you get what I'm saying here. Yeah. Yeah, so it's just a move. You know?
Yeah.
I've seen worse, so.
And Ryan,
haters are gonna hate.
Yeah, and Ryan, what'd you think about the way the match ended?
I guess it was, I guess predictable, I guess. I wasn't really a big fan of this match, but I was happy to see John Cena back.
For a brief moment, of course.
Yeah.
It was the house showiest of house show matches.
And of course, John Cena's already qualified for that WWE World Cup thing without even doing anything.
Because he's John Cena, that's why.
I was about to say,
he's Cena, guys.
He's Johnny Chan.
John Chan, yeah.
Johnny Wrestling.
Oh, God, no.
Wrong John.
No. The John we're talking about, KELSEY, is relevant. The one you're talking about is irrelevant.
Oh.
Listen here.
Johnny Wrestling is irrelevant.
Ooh.
All right, let's before this starts getting heated up on to me, we better keep focusing on this.
I mean, I don't mind.
I will say, Kels, what'd you think about John Cena only wrestling at the last minute and finishing off with a lightning punch?
I mean, it is what it is. I can't really complain. You know, it happened. You know.
Understandable. And besides, as everybody else said, we were right. Why would we even think that Elias and Kevin Owens would win?
So sad, because Elias is a god, and Kevin Owens is awesome.
Indeed. I believe that's all you guys,
mean Kevin
right?
Owens is a god and Kevin Owens is awesome?
Sure, that too. Did I get all y'all? Did I get all y'all on that one, I believe? Yes, I think I did, yep. All right, the next match, Asuka and Naomi versus the Iconics. And this is interesting because...
I'm sorry.
It's all good. This is interesting because I remember in our predictions video, we all said that Asuka and Naomi would win.
And they didn't.
Well, yeah, I think in my prediction video, I said the Iconics, so...
There's something I did want to say right here, and that is the fact that Asuka also came out with Naomi to Naomi's music, and Asuka was almost invisible because of Naomi's glow. A bit of her
To be honest, I
hair.
didn't. To be honest, I didn't watch the match.
A bit of her hair was a little bit visible in the entrance, but the rest of Asuka was invisible. It's like Naomi was coming out on her own.
She's standing in the shadow of Naomi. What a pity.
That's basically the best way to put it.
Oh, man.
But yeah,
How
folks.
sad is it? How far Asuka's fallen? Like, seriously.
I'll be honest, I did not really watch this match. Did anybody else really watch this match?
No.
I did.
Okay, there's one.
I just mainly just watched it just for the entrance, like the reaction.
Yep. But the
That's
Iconics,
been I watched it for.
the Iconics defeated Asuka and Naomi.
I
And
should have seen them win. I should have known they would win because it's their home country.
Yeah.
Well, remember, if you're in your home country or city, most of the time you'll never win.
That is
Usually.
true.
I think like the last person to ever win in their home country before the Iconics and Buddy Murphy, which we'll talk about later, was Naomi herself last year at Mania.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably it. That I can understand with. Speaking of Mania, folks, tickets go on sale next month.
Heck yeah, WrestleMania.
And I will be one of those people going to
I'll be
Mania.
watching from home, eating birthday cake.
Yeah.
Also, Royal Rumble tickets go on sale Thursday.
Yeah. And Evolution's
might be
coming,
going.
ladies and gentlemen. Awesome. And, of course,
All right.
SmackDown 1000 next Tuesday.
I'm pretty sure, like, let me ask quickly. Willie, do you have any thoughts on the Iconics defeating Asuka and Naomi?
No.
No?
To be honest, no.
I don't
Not
like
really.
that one.
Not really. If I'm being honest with you, no.
Gauss, do you got any thoughts on that?
I mean, I thought it was cool. I mean, they won in their hometown. I was happy for them. You know?
Match itself was kind of bland, though.
All I was concerned about was Charles Robinson was the referee. That was it.
Of course, your best friend.
Yes.
Leo, any thoughts on the Iconics win?
You know, it was a feel-good win for them. It's probably the biggest win they've had since coming up to SmackDown.
Mhm.
So, you know what? But the match itself was... You could have just put it on a random episode of SmackDown. It wouldn't made a difference.
Probably. I don't blame you on that
Fact, dude.
one. Ryan, any thoughts on the Iconics win?
I definitely think it was like they needed to win more. So I'm glad they got it. Wasn't really. I only kind of saw highlights of the match, but I wasn't really that into it. But I'm just happy the Iconics won.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the only person that actually watched the whole match in this entire cast.
Well, me. I did. I watched it too. Most of the time I was like,
that's the question.
Most of the time I was getting something to eat.
Fair enough.
But I was listening to it at least. And I did pop in just at the right moment when the Iconics won the match. But yeah. It was alright.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all we can say.
Match.
That's pretty much all we can say. It was okay.
Yeah.
Congrats to
It was
the
average at
Iconics.
best.
Congrats to the Iconics on the win. And moving on, this may start the first of many potential rants because we're here to talk about the WWE Championship match.
All right.
When AJ Styles took on Samoa Joe in the rubber match of their rivalry, and most likely the sad culmination of their rivalry.
Let me tell you something right now, WWE.
Here we go, folks.
For months, you have had Samoa Joe built up as this monster. What did you do? You have him lose.
You have him lose every single match.
No, it's not the fact that he lost. I kind of expect him to lose, you know? But the fact you have him tap out, ridiculous. Just, I don't get it. For months, you have had him as a monster, but you have him tap out. Just
not exactly the way I
my
would
mind. It boggles my mind, guys. I don't get it.
I'm also saying as well that If you want to have Joe lose, okay, fine. If you want him to get pinned, that's fine. But having him be this all-powerful, giant killing machine who's constantly harassing the family, and even went to the house of the Styles, all just
there was no follow-up to that either. You know, they didn't shut the inside of the house or anything like that. No. Let's just throw it under the bus and say, oh, we're going to arrest Joe for trespassing. Whatever.
And in the very end, well, Joe submits to the calf crusher when he could have easily just grabbed hold of AJ's head and whacked him on the ground.
But no, they have him tap out. I can't. Just stupid. I can't. Just ridiculous.
While we let Willie take a moment and catch his breath, Kels, what'd you think about Samoa Joe submitting?
It was bullshit. He should have fucking won the title. I'm so tired of AJ Styles as the fucking champion.
At this point, I'm calling it right now. Go ahead, Kels. Go ahead.
I was like happy when AJ won the title like the first time, and he had a good reign with it. Then he won the title again, and he hasn't lost it since, and he's been getting boring. I don't care what anybody says. He's been getting boring, and somebody else needs to win that title. I don't care. Don't ask
AJ's title run's getting boring. He's not getting boring. It's his title run that's getting boring. And I'm calling him right now.
That's what I meant.
And here's what I'm saying here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm calling it right now. Styles holding that belt to Royal Rumble. He's breaking Punk's record, and you cannot tell me otherwise. You cannot tell me otherwise. Unless he loses in between, I don't know, probably the pay-per-view's coming up. But until then, I'm sticking to what I got. AJ Styles is going to break Punk's record.
It's a really good analogy. I'm probably not going to hold. I'm not going to hold you back on that one because knowing the WWE, they're doing whatever they can to. I think they heard us when they said, "Hey, you can't really qualify what Brock Lesnar's doing because that's a different title." Oh, okay, fine. We'll do the WWE title then.
No. Don't forget. Also, the UK title that Pete Dunne's holding, you know, that title's awesome, you know. So
has he held it longer? Has he held it longer than Brock Lesnar held it?
He's held it for over 500 plus days.
He broke Brock's reign.
What a legend!
I'm still waiting for him to lose. To be honest, I don't know who he's going to lose to. Can't hold that thing forever.
Anyways, Ryan, what did you think of Samoa Joe submitting?
Lose it to Will Ospreay.
I mean, in a way, like I kind of see it, but I mean, to have him, you know, tap out to AJ. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a great match, but to have him tap didn't really make kind of a lot of sense because, you know, when you're booked as a monstrous heel, usually kind of won't really want the heels to tap. Like, I mean, in some ways here and there, it's understandable, but for Samoa Joe, I mean, he's built as a monstrous heel. I don't think it was the right call to make him tap. I would have said, like, to have a beat, probably the Styles Clash would have been it. I think that would have made more sense on the phenomenal forearm. But, I mean, it is what it is. But I enjoyed the feud. And, but yeah, so congrats to AJ. So that's that.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Like, well said, Reister. Well said.
I mean, I don't really got a whole lot to rant about because, I mean, it's, you know, it's WWE. What do you expect?
Yeah. I'm just upset they had to make him tap out. It's just ridiculous.
That's by the way, nice rant. Nice rant. Well, I love it.
That's what I'm here for, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm here for.
I graduated for that.
And Leo, all right. Thank you. And Leo, what did you think of Samoa Joe submitting?
I'd probably be the only one that's actually okay with him tapping out because, well, don't hate on me. It's just, to me, in my view, it's kind of poetic justice, at least through the story. Because, I mean, Joe's been harassing and tormenting AJ and bringing up his family so much. Like, for him to lose, like, at least by submission, is kind of poetic justice, saying, like, all right, I give up. If it was done in, like, a pathetic way, like, it was just done, like, with one calf crusher attempt, like, at the leg and then tap out, I would have been a little more iffy on it. But since a lot of his leg was worked on through the match, I think it was understandable for him to tap out.
Okay, I'll give you that one. It's really good. As for me, I was really disappointed. I was angry as well. You can even ask Josh. Yeah, Yep, you could even ask Josh. He was on the Skype call with me during the entire show, and he noticed that I was angry about it, and he understood that just did not feel right to have the entire build-up lead to simply that.
Very true.
So
it's not the most angry you got at the show.
Yeah, we're probably going to get that
later.
We're probably going to get that a little later.
I'll let Christian take over that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go to our next match now. Our next match was a 6-woman tag team match as the Riot Squad took on the Bella Twins and the Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey. This is more
before we get to the match, does anyone else hate the way that Michael Cole says Ronda Rousey's name? Am I the only one?
Yeah, Ronda Rousey.
It's so annoying.
I think at one point he accidentally called her Rounda Rousey.
Rounda? You serious, fam? What are you doing? Rounda. I mean, it's not bad as we called her. What did we call her last week? Bella Ronda or something like that? I don't know. Can't remember. We mixed Ronda's name with Bella Twin or something like that. I can't remember what it was.
Ronda Belsey or something?
At least
it's
not as bad as when Michael Cole says W. He says the whole W.
WWE,
At least it's better than Kurt Angle saying it, because he has a hard time saying W.
The WWE Kurt Angle, my gosh. I love Kurt.
Yeah. So, as expected, the Bellas and Ronda came out with the victory.
No shock there.
But it was actually not... The match was decent. It was a little bit of a calm down moment from the previous match, huh?
Oh, my Lord. I mean, the match, from what I saw, it was okay.
I'm at least glad it was not...
Brie Bella thing. Jeez, man. Brie Bella grabbed Liv Morgan's tongue. What the heck?
Actually, more of the fact she tried to grab it and kept missing.
I know.
Yeah, I just watched Brian Zane's review of the show, and he pointed that out, and I'm like, oh, yeah.
My man Brian Zane.
And I believe... I keep asking, what does Liv Morgan keep doing to make her tongue like that? Does she keep having
she's Jolly Ranchers.
Yeah, I was about to say
Jolly Ranchers.
Say Jolly Ranchers, the juicy drop pop. I don't know what the heck she's.
Baby bottle pop stuff. I don't know.
Does anybody listen to this podcast?
She even made a video, and it was she was like, I eat Jolly Ranchers, blue Jolly Ranchers, or something like that.
Okay, here's a question I got for the fans who's listening to this. Does anybody in the audience even remember Juicy Drop Pops anymore?
Yes.
I remember those commercials. I never ate them, but I remember those commercials.
How dare you, Ryan?
I ate them all the time. I don't eat them anymore.
I loved them.
I never did.
It's my favorite sour candy, except for maybe sour Skittles or Warheads.
Well,
I was more obsessed with Tootsie Pops. So.
We're talking about candy. That's funny.
Tootsie Pops, Tootsie Rolls are disgusting.
I don't know you anymore, Kelsey.
Don't at me. At. Bitch. Tootsie Rolls taste like shit.
Bye. I'm leaving. I quit.
Okay, we're talking about candy. That's funny, but it's understandable we're talking about candy because
I'm hungry. I mean, I don't know.
It's understandable that we're talking about candy because, well, we are in the Halloween season.
We're talking about Super Showdown, not candy. How did we start talking about
Well, it started with Liv Morgan's tongue, followed by whatever the hell those things were.
Jolly Ranchers, and then Tootsie Rolls.
Jolly Ranchers, Tootsie Rolls, Reese's, Kit Kat, Snickers, Almond Joys.
What the hell is that? Is that some sort of theme song?
Brian,
how was that? Okay, let's.
Brandon Candy's and making a song out of it.
Okay, we're getting a little off track here.
Ryan, that right there. That made my day right there.
I like the theme song though.
Thank you very much.
I like the theme song. Props to the Reister Ryan.
Okay. Did you throw in some Hershey bars in there, Ryan?
Let's talk.
Hershey's.
Okay, we're talking too much about candy here. Time is flying by.
Anyway.
Okay, let's move forward.
Anyways.
All right, Leo, what did you think of the 6-woman tag team match?
It was exactly how I expected it. I think it was Nikki or Brie gets dominated, and then Ronda comes in for the save at the end.
As a matter of fact, that reminds me. Did you guys actually like the way Ronda won the match with the double arm breaker?
It was unique.
Just imagine if she managed to get all 3 of them.
That would have been creative.
That would have been awesome, because if she managed to get all 3 members of the Riot Squad to tap out, if that was a 3-on-1 handicap match, I think we would definitely be impressed. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ronda is very impressive, let me tell you.
I'm actually glad that she's been competing more, and she's been doing better now.
Exactly.
I'm starting to finally get used to her. Took a long time.
Hell yeah.
Took freaking forever, but, I got there in the end.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you gonna say?
What?
What were you gonna say?
What I will say, of course, is actually, Kels, what'd you think of that 6-woman tag match and the way the match ended with Ronda Rousey with the double arm breaker?
I thought that was pretty cool. Like, she's so talented. Ronda's so talented, man.
She really is.
I love Ronda. She's just
I think she's been the best part of 2018.
And I'm just glad that she's doing better and
WWE wise, so
yeah, of course. Ryan, what about you? What'd you think about that match and the way it ended?
I thought it was pretty good. I will say this, so I wasn't I feel like this whole rivalry with the Riot Squad and Ronda Bells was getting kind of stale to me, but I think this match was really good. I like the finish of it.
If only it was a triple arm breaker and submission, that would have been even better, huh?
That would be cool.
Super creative.
I think she could have pulled it off. I think she could have pulled it off.
Oh, yeah.
But
the Riots would all have to work, and the entire squad would have to work with getting themselves in the right position as well. And I guarantee they probably do that a lot of training on that.
Oh, yeah.
That'd probably take a lot of practice, but it's understandable. Everything takes practice in wrestling.
Yeah, it's pro wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. Ain't gymnastics.
And did I already ask you, Willie, what you thought about it?
I don't think so.
Well,
I thought it was all right.
Yeah. That's basically the best thing to say.
Very creative how the match ended. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I'm actually glad to finally tell everybody that I'm finally getting used to Ronda Rousey and even her title reign.
Too bad, Adamism. Shout out to Adam's Wrestling Review.
Oh yeah, that's true. Let's move on to the next match. The next match is the one that everybody says stole the show, the Cruiserweight title match.
Yes!
As Cedric Alexander took on Buddy Murphy.
Over.
All right, who wants to go first?
This is probably...
All right, who wants to start?
I watched this match.
All right, Kelsey, you go first then. What did you think of the match?
It was so good. I mean, I know I don't really watch 205 Live very much, but the Cruiserweights are really good, and they're really talented. And I thought that match was so good. Like, those two, they killed it.
Oh, yeah. I'm also going to take this moment, myself, the rest of the lounge, and even those who are watching this podcast right now, just take a moment and give a round of applause to those two Cruiserweights.
Let's give them a standing ovation. And to the people who said last week. And to the people who said last week.
Hold up a second.
Let me freeze it. Keep going.
All right, keep going. Keep going, folks. I will say congrats to both Cedric Alexander and Buddy Murphy for putting on a hell of a show throughout an otherwise okay pay-per-view event. Question I have now for you guys is, as I actually already asked Kells how she thought of it, and Leo, what did you think of the Cruiserweight title match?
Be perfectly honest, it wasn't my personal favorite match of the night, but I will say it is up there as the best match of the night.
I'll be right back.
You know, it was exactly how I kind of envisioned it, but like they put the analog on 10, and then they kind of rose it to 11 towards the end.
Dang right, dude.
That's true.
So yeah, I think it's probably my favorite cruiserweight match we've seen lately.
That is understandable, very much to be expected. To this day, I still have not seen an episode of 205 Live, but I actually think the fact that I wait till I see them on pay-per-view makes it a lot more fun for some reason.
And I get last week, people kept saying that we have not watched 205 Live. You need to watch 205 Live, you know, all that. We watched it. We didn't watch 205 Live. We watched the Cruiserweight match, and for me, at least from what I saw, they took my breath away. Like, I'm a huge Cedric Alexander fan. I mean, I know his recent past. I don't care about that. Cedric is a fantastic wrestler. Buddy Murphy, I haven't seen Buddy Murphy wrestle in, like, I think since the last time he was in NXT.
With Blake?
Yeah. Yeah, literally. That was the last time I saw him. I didn't know he was on 205 Live. Well, I did know he was there, but, like, I didn't know about how he wrestled there, or, like, how he, how it was over there for him. And, seeing him on this show and tearing it up with Cedric, oh my gosh, they took my breath away. Like, geez, that was a fantastic match.
Indeed. Like, everything about that match was so great.
That first knee that he hit in the very beginning, like, I was like, this is going to be a great match.
Either that or, oh my god, is it over already?
That was my first thought. I was like, wait, it's going to end like that?
And if it did, it'd probably be disappointing.
Oh, yeah, but they took my breath away. They stole the freaking show, man. It was amazing.
Best part was Cedric's facial expression when Murphy kicked out.
I screenshotted that, and I was like, that's me right now.
Because, I believe it was... check has been a really protective move lately.
It was like,
and Cedric...
And the fact of the matter is, he also... I think the reason for the look on his face is because it wasn't just the lumbar check, it was also a Michinoku driver as well.
That was a sick, sick combination that they did right there. Like, and Cedric's reaction was like just amazing. And the ending sequence was incredible.
Yep.
Yeah.
That ending sequence was incredible. The knee from Buddy Murphy into the
Murphy's Law.
Murphy's Law. I almost said Buddy's Law. Murphy's Law. That was sick.
Yep.
Ryan, that crowd erupted.
Yep. Ryan, what did you think about the Cruiserweight title match?
I thought it was a great 10-minute matchup.
Even 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Here's the thing. Yeah, it was only 10 minutes long.
Minutes.
It was only 10 minutes, but even just 10 minutes made it enough to be the best match of the night.
Heck yeah.
Because it was nonstop action back and forth.
And here's the thing. Shout out to Buddy Murphy on winning. And he also had a very good home country pop, which was amazing. And like Buddy and Cedric, like they have really worked hard to make the cruiserweight division, look at least watchable this year. And they showed this match. And Buddy Murphy, I don't think he has not had one bad match since being on 205 Live, and all I gotta say is it's amazing to see these two. They worked hard. Buddy Murphy deserved it, and congrats to Cedric Alexander. But I give absolute props to this matchup. So
yeah,
probably one of the best matches I saw.
Well said, Ryan.
As usual, Ryan has always the great words of wisdom.
Oh,
yes, he is. He is the Mr. Miyagi of this group.
No, what?
Okay.
Mr. Miyagi.
Okay, that was a little weird.
So, congratulations to the future Mr. Bliss.
Yes, that's true.
Wait, I was like, what? And I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's so lucky.
Let's move on. That was a great match, and now let's move on from that to another 6-person tag team match. But here's the funny thing about this. First of all, it's the Shield versus Braun Strowman, Dolph Ziggler, and Drew McIntyre. Or should I say it's the Shield versus the Shield 2.0.
Let's get this started.
Because think about this. Like, here's the thing I wanted to mention. This single match has 3 out of 4 of the Raw titles in it.
And none of them were defended.
Nope.
Hell's matter, the Cruiserweight title match was the last title defended, and we still had 2 hours of the show left.
Actually, none of the Raw titles were defended.
All SmackDown and the Cruiserweight.
Because SmackDown is better than Raw these days, but whatever.
Raw last night was actually decent.
Well, here's the question I got. Let's start off. What did y'all think of the way the Shield made their entrance into the stadium?
Dude, it was awesome. It was pretty long, though.
Yeah, they're all kind of separate. I thought they were going to come out, together down the one aisle, but then, just saw them all, going down separate stairways. I'm like
if that were me, in the crowd, if I were, the Shield, I'm very claustrophobic, and, if that were me in the crowd, I'd be like, don't touch me, be like, get out of my way, don't do anything to me, move.
Do
what Chris Jericho did with the microphone, be like, don't touch me.
I know, that moment was so funny.
That was literally nearly 10 years ago. Oh my god.
10 years since that pay-per-view? Oh my gosh.
Extreme Rules 09, right?
Oh yeah, it's Eddie Guerrero's birthday. Shout out Latino Heat. We miss you, bro.
Sorry, I didn't know.
We had to shout out Eddie Guerrero.
One of my favorite wrestlers to watch.
One of my favorite wrestlers of all time.
Anyway. Yeah, that's true. Ladies and gentlemen, just take this quick moment of silence to pay tribute to Eddie Guerrero on his birthday. Thank you very much.
He would have been 51.
I know. Come on, man.
We love and miss Eddie Guerrero.
And Benoit. I miss Benoit.
Yeah, we're not
afraid
afraid
what he
to admit
did,
that.
but I miss Benoit. Yeah, sure.
In the meantime, let's move on and we'll say the Shield and the Dogs of War. Their 6-man tag team match, I will say, was decent. That's all I can say about it.
Hell, their one on Raw was way better.
Oh, yeah. Right.
That reminds me, Raw last night, despite a number of great surprises, had a lot of rematches.
Rematch City. Well, one was the setup match for Evolution. The other, I don't know. I don't know what the other one was about.
The other may cause the destruction of the Shield.
I can't wait. My man Dean's gonna snap.
Dean finna leave.
I've actually got a funny theory about that.
What's up?
It's all pointing to Dean turning on Roman and Seth. That's what everyone's viewing it. Just like before, in 2014, they all said that, Dean's gonna be the one that turned heel and turn on Seth and Roman, but instead it was Seth that turned on them.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna make a bold statement and say that it's not going to be Ambrose that turns on the Shield, but instead Roman is.
If that happens, the pop will be just out of this world. My gosh.
The Roman haters will be out.
Twitter's just going to melt down. Roman, why'd you do it? Blah, blah, blah. Like that. I'll just be sitting there with a smile on my face right there.
We should have a celebration party or something if that ever happens.
Because the way it's going, Roman is going to be like, I've held my brothers up too long. It's time for me to be my own man. And if you don't like it, kiss my ass, kind of thing.
Dang. Yeah.
That would be good. That would be good.
That'd be awesome.
Anyways, the next question about this match is what... I'll start with Willie. What did you think of the Shield's victory? With Dean getting the victory on Dolph Ziggler.
It was good. Thank God my guy, got to pin, Dolph. That's good. It was good. It was okay.
Yeah. I wasn't really that much interested in that one because I kind of felt like, it was just going to be, the Shield all the way for this.
The only thing people were talking about from this match was when Roman saved Dean from Braun Strowman.
I like
That's
that.
all people were talking about from this match.
That
was cool. That's all I saw in my timeline.
That was a cool moment. He just speared Braun through the wall out of nowhere. But then for me, the one moment that kind of snapped me back out, after saying that cool moment, is wait, are everyone just using beach chairs in the floors?
Yeah, lawn chairs, pretty much.
What?
I like that, actually.
It's a cricket ground, but I thought they at least get like those comfy chairs they put out.
I actually like the idea of like those beach chairs because I love sitting in beach chairs.
I do too, but
it
kind of distracted me from it. I'm like, wait, they're using beach chairs? Or whatever you call them.
Yeah. So, Kels, what did you think of the Shield's victory?
I mean, I saw it coming. Like, I knew they were going to win. I mean, it was awesome, but, you know.
We just kind of figured, you know, it's the fact that we all knew at the very end the Shield was going to get the victory.
Yep.
That kind of took away a lot of the magic. Huh?
I'll be right back.
Yes, no problem.
All right.
Ryan, what about you? What did you think of the Shield's victory?
I think it was pretty predictable. I mean, I think majority of us saw it coming, but I mean, really, there wasn't really kind of a whole lot to say. I mean, other than that, I mean, I don't think it was the best match of the night. I mean, I thought it was good, but other than that, you know, it was pretty predictable. I mean, I think everybody kind of knew the show was going to win, but I mean, yeah, it just wasn't one of my favorite matches, but overall, I thought it was good.
That's kind of understandable.
Yeah, don't have really too much to say on it.
Leo, did I ask you?
No.
All right, what would you think of the Shield's victory?
You know what? I saw it coming 10 miles away. So, you know what? The way the match was paced, I actually enjoyed the kind of story being told of Dean, like, after getting Superman punched, is he going to turn on his brothers? And then, nope. That, you know, the first half of the match was kind of just an average six-man tag with, like, one person getting isolated, but then, like, towards the end, it kind of picked up more and more until the end. You know, a good victory for the Shield. Just expect more matches, not just from last night on Raw, but more in the future. I'm talking, like, Survivor Series and TLC. Because if rumors are true, the main event's going to be the Shield versus Braun and Friends in a TLC match.
And by then, hopefully, Braun is the Universal Champion then.
Maybe.
Only in our dreams.
Anyways, let's move on. We're going to talk about a match that has a lot of controversy, and that was Daniel Bryan and The Miz.
Oh, man.
Good boy, grab your popcorn, ladies and gentlemen.
What I want to say about this...
I got a lot more to say about this than, you know, what I just said about the Shield and Braun, Drew, and Dolph.
Yeah. I'm going to take this moment and I'm going to start to say something.
Yeah.
How do I begin? First of all, the entire build-up was awesome. No pun intended to The Miz. The entire build-up was set up to hopefully another great match of these two. And the end result is everybody got robbed. Everyone got robbed. That's my main problem. Like, I understand. Here's the thing. It's not just because The Miz lost. You know me, I'm a huge Miz fan. That's all the way from me. And I don't really like Daniel Bryan recently. Yeah. But this has nothing to do with that. Like, if Daniel Bryan had beaten The Miz in like a match that was so great with a lot of back and forth action, then maybe I could let it slide. But what happened was this was a 2-minute contest. Not kidding, just 2 minutes. And Daniel Bryan countered a skull-crushing finale into a simple, small package. 1, 2, 3. And literally the crowd didn't react either because everybody knew that we got fucking robbed!
Yep.
Whoa.
Pretty much.
Whoa.
Pretty much.
Whoa.
The Miz, of course, also got robbed because...
Maracle.
The Miz, of course, also got robbed because his shoulder came up right before the 3 count, so that should not have counted.
Yeah.
So, boom! Screw job. Not just for The Miz, but screw job for the fans because they got robbed of what could have been another great match that was likely far better than the upcoming main event.
Well, there's probably more storytelling to this, you know?
Oh, there
I
better
think
be.
Miz will be added, you know, to the WWE title match at Crown Jewel. And probably Samoa Joe. Making that rumored fatal 4-way a reality. I don't know.
I wouldn't have a problem with that, honestly.
Hell yeah, that'd be
But
awesome.
Miz, I do agree with you there. Miz being rolled up in a quick fashion. Like, I was surprised myself. I was like, what just happened? I was like, was that a botch? Like, did something go wrong? Like, the crowd, like, was just, like, dead.
Yeah,
What the
like,
heck
they were
happened?
just, like, surprised. Like, it was total silence.
I was like, what the heck happened? And then they hit Bryan's music, like, a second later. Like, it's like the producers didn't even know, or, like, the tech crew didn't know. Like, what the heck is going on? It was just so weird, and
Something tells me that was not supposed to happen.
I think it was planned. It's gonna, play into the storyline.
Yeah.
Probably.
It actually kind of looked like
Miz
an
is gonna
accident.
come out tonight and be like, "I was robbed. My shoulder was up," and then he's gonna get added and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, and then Joe's gonna make this kind of statement. Oh, I should be added too. Making the fatal forward. Which, please go right ahead, make it happen.
Even though sadly he doesn't really have a fighting case.
I know, but still.
Though I will say, of course, Willie, what did you hope to expect from Daniel Bryan and The Miz at the Super Showdown?
Another fantastic match, but instead I got ended up with Mr. Small Package Daniel Bryan. But I mean, if I'm being honest, it was okay for 2 minutes. It was okay. They tried, but then that quick count happened. I was like, well, not the quick count, the roll up happened. I was just like, what the heck? It was just so weird. Just a random ending.
Out of all the matches that were cut short, they had to do it with that one.
I mean, I heard it's because of Triple H and The Undertaker. They wanted that match to go longer. Okay, whatever.
I got a lot to say about that.
All right, then, Ryan, your turn.
All right. So, pretty much all I have to say about the Miz and Daniel Bryan match is completely disappointing. That's all I gotta say about that. But I mean, really, 5-minute match, really a 5-minute match.
2 minutes,
It's
actually.
You could have made it go on
2
longer.
minutes.
It was actually 2 minutes.
What? It was 2 minutes.
Yep.
John Cena, The Undertaker at WrestleMania was longer than this match.
Really? Wow.
Like 20
All right.
seconds.
So anyway, 2 minutes, really 2 minutes, a short match. Really, WWE. I mean, you have two of the best wrestlers on SmackDown Live who could put on a good match. Okay, make it like SummerSlam. Make it like Hell Stuff, despite the mixed tag match and everything. Why do you have to make a match like that, like a fast one? It doesn't make any sense. You say Undertaker and Triple H longer. You want to make that match longer than this one.
Yeah, you
These
want
two
two
guys,
50-year-old
The
men out
Miz
there, dry heaving.
and
Sorry, Ryan.
Daniel Bryan in their prime.
Triple H is not 50.
No, Triple H is almost
It's
50.
like 48,
He's getting
49. But you make these two guys in their prime a 2-minute match. This is why WWE is disappointing. I said this many times, and I'll continue on with the Undertaker and Shawn Michaels match. But all I gotta say is that is absolutely disappointing.
The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Undertaker and Triple H. Sorry.
Well,
That
say,
whole
like-
rivalry. I got a lot to say about that anyway.
Oh, I know.
I got stuff to say.
I got a few things to say myself.
Is that pretty much,
God,
is that pretty much all
that's just disappointing.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe it, is the whole thing was just a big disappointment. Robbed.
Pretty much.
We all got robbed, huh?
We got robbed.
Kelsey, what did you think about Daniel and The Miz lasting only 2 minutes?
One word. Bullshit. That's it.
That's 2 words.
Actually, no.
It's
Some-
one word.
yeah, the term bullshit is just like horse.
Bullshit is one word. It's not 2 separate words.
Just like horse shit is one word.
All right, I get it.
Yeah, Willie, come at me, bro.
Anyways, yeah, that's the best way to describe it. Yeah, it's bullshit.
Pretty much.
Leo, what about you? What'd you think of Daniel and The Miz lasting that short?
You know what? I was disappointed at first, but then when I kind of take the inner Mark out of me and look at it from a story perspective, it's kind of more Daniel won the battle, but Miz kind of won the war because he said, Daniel will never break his code of honor because he's just too much of a proud man to do so, unlike Miz, who's willing to do anything to win. And then, Daniel kind of broke his code of honor and kind of took the cheap way out. And Miz kind of won the war, for now, at least.
Sorry, it's not over yet. I think it's ending at WrestleMania.
I'm just hoping, that Daniel and The Miz fight for the world title at WrestleMania. That'd be epic.
The best birthday present ever. Give it to me.
Continue on, Leo.
So, it's disappointing, but story-wise, I guess it's poetic justice for Miz being a big jackass.
Mm-hmm.
So, disappointing, but kind of in context, it's fine, I guess, for me. I just wish there was more to it. I wouldn't be mad if the small package happened maybe after like 10 minutes, maybe, at least.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that it was such a short time.
Just 2 minutes, WWE. You had 2 minutes to put something on, and yet you gave the time to the Undertaker and Triple H.
If you play the video package followed by the two entrances, you could watch the match 4 times.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, but I guess take it as a sorry for Daniel for the 18 seconds. So
Let's not talk about that.
Ow!
Hold up a second. Wait, Kels, what's going on?
That counts.
Sorry, I smashed my finger.
Ow. We've all been there.
Sorry to hear that.
But speaking of smashing fingers, let's talk about the main event.
All right.
The main event was changed to an impromptu no disqualification match right on the dot before the bell.
Because Triple H is the COO, all that kind of stuff. Give me a break. I remember he was the COO.
As Triple H took on The Undertaker in a complete bullshit tagline of last time ever.
Last time ever. The last time he used the last time ever was with The Rock and John Cena.
Technically, that was once in a
I'm sick and tired
lifetime.
of them using these taglines. Dream match. Last time ever's. Enough. Let it go. Drop it.
It's not just that, it was also end of an era. That one too.
Don't get me started. Just don't.
End of an era, once in a lifetime, last time ever, dream match, HBK's retirement.
Bullshit. Bull!
It's all a lie. It's all a lie.
It was all a lie. What you wrote down on Twitter last night, Christian.
It was all a lie.
It was all a freaking lie.
Last time ever.
And
now Crown Jewel.
At Crown Jewel, they're fighting again.
Last time ever.
Yeah.
The last. Time ever.
Did y'all hear that apparently that match at Crown Jewel is supposed to go on last, and it's supposed to go on for about 50 minutes?
There's no way in hell they can survive that.
50 to 40 minutes,
Why?
those guys in the because it's Sean's return.
There's no way in hell they can survive that.
I mean, they'll be dry heaving in the ring, bro.
I'm gonna play some bets. They're gonna be throwing up in the ring. Who's gonna puke first?
But Sean's gonna hit Sweet Chin Music and he's gonna pass out.
If anybody were to throw up, it'd probably be Undertaker.
Taker's gonna re-injure his hip, sadly. Like, seriously. 50 minutes? You can't have them go 50 minutes in the ring.
That's just a rumor, though. Nobody knows if that's true or not.
But let's talk about this main event, though. Let's
get into it.
Yeah, Triple H and The Undertaker. Before the match even began, it was announced as a no disqualification match. The ring announcer was announcing literally every single one of their nicknames.
I know. I was like, what are you doing?
What the hell? Really?
Seriously.
Can you just say
making it feel as special as possible?
And,
I know.
And it wasn't. It's not special when the combined age of these two is 102.
Oh, my word.
If you combine the ages of both Triple H and Undertaker, it's 102 years old.
Oh, man. Okay. Dang.
Combine Shawn and Kane as well. It's almost 200 then.
I can't.
But I know
It's
this
sad.
match was made no disqualification just so we can see Shawn and Kane get involved.
Yay, cool. Kane, I love you, dude, but like, go back to your manly duties, please.
Yeah.
Please, just go back to your manly duties in Knoxville. They need you. They need them there.
That is true. So here's what I'll start with Willie. What did you think of this main event?
If I'm being honest, it was okay. They brought on the crowd a little bit. That was cool. Shawn took a bump at like the very end of the segments, all that kind of stuff. But overall, I mean, I don't know. It just wasn't special. They were slow. Of course, they're slow because of the ages, but like, it just wasn't that special to me. It was okay at best. They tried. They tried so hard.
And let's see what's next. Kels, what did you think of this main event?
I mean, it was okay. It wasn't the best match they've had, but it was okay. I mean, I'm not gonna say it was bad because it wasn't bad, but it was all right, I guess.
That's the best way I can say it. It can be really frustrating when, like,
Someone eating?
No, I was taking off my screen protector because I shattered it.
Oh.
Anyway, let's move on. Ryan, what did you think of this main event?
All right, I got a few things to say about this. All right. So I'm not gonna say it was bad or it was the worst. I think it was okay. These two men tried their hardest. Undertaker tried, Triple H tried. But here is that it's not on them. It's not their fault because they gave it everything they had to impress the WWE Universe to put on a good show. And I absolutely respect that. But here's what I have a problem with. Is the people at WWE that want this match to happen last time ever.
We are liars.
Yeah. You remember, let's go back 2 years ago. Remember when WWE said it's time for a new era? What happened to that? What happened to that thing?
Right, there's no new era. Let's be
Yeah,
honest,
there is
there's
no new era.
The fact that you literally have to have legends come back just to help you is beyond embarrassing and pathetic.
Because they can't create new stars.
I love Undertaker. I love Undertaker. I mean, I like it when Shawn Michaels shows up, but not for wrestling. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, I think what WWE is doing with the Undertaker, I think they've completely ruined him. To be honest with you, they have ruined him. I think the match at 2012, WrestleMania 28 with Triple H should have been his last. Because after that, he just hasn't been the same. I mean, the one with CM Punk was pretty good, but after that, it's just not been good. Like they haven't been there, and like Undertaker, he's having, what is it? Rib problems?
Yeah, he's got hip problems apparently.
He had a hip surgery. He had hip surgery after WrestleMania 30.
Apparently, I heard it was a minor surgery. So it wasn't a full hip replacement. Because if he had a full hip replacement, he's got to be able to wrestle again. So
yeah. If it was a full hip replacement surgery, my mom, Mama Maracle, she's had hip replacement surgery. She knows what the result of that is like. She even said if he had hip replacement surgery, he'd be out no matter what his choices were. He wouldn't be going back.
So it was probably a minor hip replacement. Just keep him going.
Actually, I don't think it was a replacement at all.
Probably. Who knows? Probably DDP yoga. I don't know.
Not even that would help. No offense to DDP, but not even that would help him get back into the ring after a hip replacement.
Like, legit. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Here's also the thing. Undertaker is what, 51, 52, 53 or something like that?
He's 53.
53, okay. I mean, he's done his work in WWE. Let him retire. I mean, I don't like that he's, wrestling, like when, he's having like all these, problems. I don't want to see him get hurt and to the point where he can't even walk again.
Or potentially die in the ring.
Yeah, like,
I mean, let him retire. I mean, guys.
Seriously.
Like,
you got to keep reaching into the cookie jar. Sorry about that, right? You got to keep reaching into the cookie jar for the legends. You got to keep pulling out the Kanes, the Undertakers, the Triple H's, the Cenas, the Rocks.
Yeah.
You got to keep pulling out those legends.
Because you can't create new stars.
Where's Bray Wyatt? Where's he at?
Exactly.
I mean, he's someone
In
that
catering.
could
What do
be
you think he
used.
is? He's in catering.
I mean, it's just I've had enough of this crap. I mean,
And then you
I'm
gotta
sorry,
create new
guys. Like,
stars. Oh, the
I'm
great
sorry,
Roman
guys,
Reigns is the new star.
but-
You know, I get that all the time. Oh, Roman Reigns is the new star. Roman Reigns.
yeah,
Roman
Shawn
Reigns. I get that.
Michaels. Shawn Michaels coming out of retirement. Like,
Yes.
it just don't make any sense anymore.
8 years. 8 freaking years since that match.
It's starting to make WrestleMania look like a joke now.
WrestleMania now is a joke. Let's be honest. With these stadium shows, if we're getting this every year, like, I'm gonna have enough. Like, I don't want to see a stadium show like every 2 years or like every 2 months, whatever they keep doing. It's ridiculous.
It made it special when we got to see like a stadium for WrestleMania because it was one time a year.
But you keep doing these stadium shows like in Saudi Arabia. You did one in Australia, of course. You know, with these stadium shows, it's not going to feel special. When we get to, WrestleMania next year, what are we going to feel? Are we going to feel WrestleMania? Or are we going to feel like, oh, it's another stage show? Or another, like a big show? It's just, I can't stand when they do this with these big stadium shows now. It's ridiculous.
At this point, if they keep this up, Monday Night Raw is going to be in stadiums.
God,
Yeah, stadium was.
really?
Yeah, it was in the Georgia Dome in '99.
Monday Night Raw.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
'99.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
What I'm
what-
saying is it could.
What you know
I
what
think
they
the main event. No, but I think the main event was Triple H in China versus Stone Cold and JR.
Oh, my Lord. Dang.
Either way, like, I will agree with you. Like, all these stadium shows, it's honestly ridiculous. But as going back to Triple H and The Undertaker, you guys noticed that throughout the time, as you said, The Undertaker was clearly dry heaving.
He was.
And that was before he got the sledgehammer to the throat.
Which was cool, by the way.
Yeah, it was a cool
I
way
think
to get out
it
of Hell's
was
Gate.
chair stomp through the
Oh,
neck.
yeah. He told Sean, are you watching? Are you watching? Like, I'm watching.
I'm sadly watching. And I'm sad just watching it.
Fact, like 8 years of legacy thrown down the crapper. It's just... And
Well, at least he had a good reason to come back. He was
Still-
provoked.
Yeah, true. I was going to say, he's coming back for the money.
It's
So,
like it's all
you know.
it's all about the grain, not about the meaning.
Yep. Throw all that down the toilet.
I guess it leaves my thoughts on it.
Here's the
Go
thing.
ahead. Excuse me.
Brought a tear to my eye, but it wasn't a tear of joy, it was a tear of sadness.
I totally agree with you there, dude. It's just not special. And going back to how they keep trying to bring these legends back. What's going to happen when they're all gone? The Cenas, the Takers, the Triple H's. What's going to happen?
Because you got people so hopped up with all these legends, you would never give the stars of today a chance.
That's why people are not over nowadays.
It's because people are too busy focusing on the legends and not giving a crap about the wrestlers of today. I mean,
But
think
that's
about
your own
this.
fault, WWE.
When John Cena was the face of the company, did they have, like, who would I say? Let's say Randy Savage come up and headline WrestleMania in 2006?
No.
No, they did not. They have the Ultimate Warrior? No, they did not. Hogan, he didn't really main event anything.
SummerSlam 05.
But that's pretty much it.
That match. Match was funny.
And even then, he actually still was like he was kind of on a somewhat full-time basis at the time.
Very true.
He didn't just show up just for that pay-per-view and never come back again.
Yeah.
SummerSlam 06, he fought Randy Orton and won.
So I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, doing this today, just because of how big the names are, it all started with The Rock.
You can thank The Rock.
For
So
giving
thanks, Dwayne Johnson. Thanks, Rock.
The Rock,
Yeah.
and
I
then
love
Brock
Rock, but,
Lesnar,
Yeah.
Goldberg, Sting, Triple H, The Undertaker,
I don't even remember Sting's run, to be honest with you.
and now Shawn Michaels.
That's sad. Who's next? Who's next to come out of retirement?
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
God, if I swear to God, if that ever happens,
Stone Cold is the last guy who has kept his word. Edge has no choice but to keep his word.
I know. If Edge comes back, he will die.
He will literally die.
I've had people come to me. I've seen people in the community saying, "Oh, Edge can come back. He has spinal stenosis."
You can't come back from that shit.
You can't come back from that. What it will do to you, it will kill you. It will paralyze you.
One or the other, but either way, it's going to suck and be life-changing for you.
It's just, I hate how they keep getting these legends. You gotta keep digging in that cookie bag. You know what I mean? You have to dig in that cookie jar. And going back to what I said, what's going to happen when they're all gone?
Yeah. Leo, your thoughts on this main event and the Shawn's coming out of retirement?
You know what, the match itself I think is personally my favorite one because of all the guys involved. I love all of them. The match itself was, it wasn't anything special. It was exactly what it needed to be. Just both of them just beating the hell out of each other with weapons and all that. So, it's not their best match, but it's not their worst. I think their worst probably is, King of the Ring 2002.
Yeah.
So, you know what? It was good for what it was, is all I gotta say.
Yeah.
And for Shawn coming out, you know what? If he feels like he could still go like a couple more, it's his choice.
That's what I said last night.
If the company is like, isn't saying like, oh, you have to do this because we're your boss. No, he's a legend. He's earned his retirement. Like, if he feels like he can still go, just like Undertaker feels like he can still go, it's their choice. Just let them.
Yeah, well, the Legends and the WWE creative team were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think of the should.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
The word should is much more important than the word could.
Well said. Well said.
I would actually have a lot of common sense if I was actually running that company. And plus, I would actually let the stars of today not tone their style down.
I know, right? If I would just run that company, it'd be a lot better.
Yep, but that was us talking about Super Showdown.
And that's where you can get WWE 2K19, like I'm doing Universe Mode, so you can make it however you want to.
Yeah, WWE 2K19 came out today. Go buy it in stores. Or pre-order.
And you got your dream matches.
Yeah, there you go.
Just saying.
I can't yet. I don't have the money.
I gotta wait until Halloween to get it.
Knowing me, I don't play those video games. But all in all, I'm gonna ask each one of y'all. Did you enjoy talking about the Super Showdown?
Yes.
As usual, we always have a lot of fun doing this.
I gave it an 8 out of 10, so I'm gonna give it a good. Even though there were some negatives, I still give it a good.
7 out of 10 for me.
4.
Yes.
4 for me.
Same. 7 out of 10 for me too. Letter grade probably B minus.
Okay.
For me,
not bad.
For me, it was a 4 C minus.
I gave it a B just to be a nice guy.
Kelsey, what are you?
Let's see.
C. So probably around 4 or 5. Halfway point. 5 out of 10. Yeah, I get it.
Not bad.
Well, I guess that means I have the lowest rating, but that's okay.
Folks,
we'll be here again next week to review.
Yay.
We'll be reviewing SmackDown 1000. However, so that means we will not be doing the review, like recording it, until Wednesday. Next Wednesday.
I'm going to have lots to say on that show, Batista, baby.
Yeah, we're going to be reviewing SmackDown 1000 next week. That's what's going to be the next episode. I hope you guys really enjoyed this podcast. This is probably going to be our closing moments. Willie, have any closing words?
I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had fun doing this, and I can't wait to do it again next week.
Yep. Kelsey, closing words?
I had fun. I can't wait for next week. It's going to be awesome.
Yep. Ryan, closing words?
Oh man, next week SmackDown 1000. It's going to be amazing. Can't wait. Hopefully there's a lot of course, we know about Evolution and all that. But it's going to be amazing. It's gonna be an amazing week.
And probably The Rock coming back, and
John Cena,
yes.
Undertaker,
Teddy Long,
Yes.
Ricky Guerrero.
Please let me just say this. If SmackDown 1000 could bring back the old SmackDown stage,
and
that
the big
would be
goal
amazing.
for one night, please bring
With
back
the
the world title.
That'd be cool.
Just one night, please. Just one night. I'm gonna step out.
Leo,
That's
closing
my
words.
Okay.
All right, Leo, closing words.
All right, I enjoyed it joining you once again. Look forward to it in the future. And yada yada yada. You know the rest. It's all cliche stuff.
Oh yeah. As for me, I really hope everybody who's enjoyed this podcast really had a good time. I had a good time. I always have a good time doing this with my friends, my fam of the lounge. And SmackDown 1000 is going to be hopefully it's going to be a great show, not unlike Raw 25.
It's gonna. Let's just hope it's better than Raw 25.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
We're Raw 25.
Yep.
Screw that show.
But
Screw that.
Thank you guys very much for joining us. And for now, the Losers Lounge, we are out.